Hey guys, my name's Corvy. Welcome back to the second channel. Today I did this thing with Pokémon. You guys know Pokémon, right? Small little indie game. I don't know if you've heard it. Anyway, I went through all the generations. There are 9 of them now, and I rated them. All the starter Pokemon from start to finish in all 9 generations. We did different lists for the starter Pokemons, the second evolution, and the final evolution. Hopefully you enjoy this video. This is just the cheeky VOD of that. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Thanks. You want like a full-blown YouTube intro? Alright, fine. I've been playing Pokemon games for the longest time. I've tried to do a couple of Pokemon playthroughs on stream. However, today we're going to be going through all of the Pokemon generations 1 through 9, I believe. Yeah, and we're going to do first, second, third evolution Pokemon tier list, starting with the first evolutions. My personal favorite is usually Fire-type Pokemon, but as you'll see later on, there is some biases towards the start Pokemon like first gens, and I won't pick the Pokemon up because its final evolution is complete trash. For example, Trico. Trico's final evolution absolutely sucks ass. Anyway, welcome to the Pokemon tier list. Let's get started. We're going to start with the first generation starters. I think genuinely across the board, all 3 of these are S tiers. I don't think it's going to be a hard argument to say that all the first generation Pokemon are all S tiers. I think they're all these designs are perfect. You can see what nature they are. You know what they do technically, like turtle, fucking dinosaur, and it's like dinosaurs or whatever, right? That's the gimmick for the first generation. Green, grass, red, fire, blue, water, which is something that they go on throughout the whole thing, obviously, but the first generation starters are all S tier. In my opinion, I like all of them. I have no favorites, but it's going to go on design on what I aesthetically think of all these guys, by the way. Not how strong I think they are, right? So let's just get that out of the way. Some could be stronger than others, and there's going to be other biases, but across the board, if I'm going to have to like order them left to right, it would probably go something like that. I like Bulbasaur a lot. I'm not a huge... I think Blastoise is better, but like this is the... Like out of these... Ooh. Yeah, probably that. Yeah, I would have to go that. If I'm going left to right, I'm going to have to go that as my first generations, what I think of them. Anyway. Cyndaquil. I think Cyndaquil's kind of basic. He's not my favorite. He's kind of cute. A decent fire type. I mean, not much to say. He's very middle of the road. I think he's decent. Totodile is an A tier. I like Totodile. His design's cool. I like the crocodile aesthetic a little bit. Trico is basic. I look, start Trico evolution, actually, I'm not a big fan of it. Not huge. Definitely not my favorite. But, I mean, it's an 8. It's an 8. Torchic is very good A tier, super strong. I like it's just chicken. I mean, fire chicken. What's not to like? Turtwig. I think Turtwig is another S tier. Cute Pokemon, decent. I like it a lot. Not much to say about Turtwig. Monkey good. I like Monkey. Probably high A tier for Monkey. Chimchar. I really don't know the names of these Pokemon off by heart, to be honest. We will be more of a Pokemon Andy later. There's a like Trico final evolution. I mean, we'll get to it when we get to it, right? Monkey carried the anime. True. Actually true. But like all monkeys are good in anime and TV series anyway. Cyndaquil B tier. This is my personal preference, man. Look, Cyndaquil is probably one of my favorite starters, but it's just my aesthetic. Like if I've all of these starters, I would probably choose over Cyndaquil. Actually, yeah, that's a little better. Actually, that's a little better. I won't choose. I'm choosing, if I could choose, these are the first evolutions I would choose in order. I think that's a good way of doing it. I also think Piplup is A tier, for sure. Like, probably here. Yeah, probably there. This one's D tier. I fucking hate... Is it Sneasel? What is it? Snivy? Snivy? Whatever the hell it is. It's crap. Chimchar getting hate crimed right now. Dude, he's not the GOAT, okay? He's just not it. He's mid. He's good. He's good, he's mid. What is this? Something pig. Not a fan. Oshawott. I like Oshawott. Again, probably decent B tier. Fucking Firefox sucks too. I wasn't a big fan of this whole evolution. Froggy, C tier. Seal trash as well. I don't like it. Gookie A tier. I like Gookie A or B tier for sure. Probably here. I'm gonna put Turtwig down. Very good. Capital D colon. I like capital D colon a lot. So that's an A tier in my opinion. Weed Cat. First evolution Weed Cat's decent. I think that's like a high A tier. A lot of grass types. They either grass types are either hit or miss. Bayleaf. I don't know the first. If I get these names wrong, it just happens, bro. C tier, probably for sure. I think it's just one of those things where I saw the video of the Bayleaf getting turned into food, and now I just can't look at this without seeing it be turned into food. I forget what this guy is, his name, but I fucking hate him anyway, so. Oh, Fire Bunny is a good A tier. I like Fire Bunny. Chespin, yes. Fire Bunny is a decent A tier. Gookie S tier? Gookie's the GOAT, man. No, Gookie, I really like him. Personally, I chose capital D colon, but I regret it. So, this is only like the starters, so. Rowlett is another good A tier. Really good. I like Rowlett a lot. This one's trash. This is probably going to be my most controversial opinion. This one looks trash. It's the hair for me. I think the whole layout's fine. I just don't get the hair. I don't get the yellow bits they decide to put on the top of his head. I think that really takes away. It's not it, man. It's not it. This stupid fucking duck. For those who are here, I had to choose the duck. I lost a roll and I had to choose the duck. However, I grew to like the duck. The stupid duck, ended up being probably a high A tier for me. I actually like the duck. This brings me to the only other person that can get into S tier for me, Mudkip. I think Mudkip is pretty goated. Mudkip's pretty fucking goated. Send him to S plus tier. Quaxley changed my life. He saved my family. And then this cat can probably be high B tier just because it's just not really creative. Like, how many times do they just want to do a cat Pokemon? I think it probably did, like, a little bit later, it becomes good. And this, personally, is my tier list. Duck S plus tier. I would choose the duck over a Mudkip, to be honest. This is my tier list for starter Pokemon. Just on the looks alone. We're not accounting for the fact that can evolve. We're not accounting for power scaling, how strong they are, just if I like them or not. I think this is a good list. Next. Second evolutions. Arguably where Pokemon go to die. Second evolution, the weird, awkward middle ground evolution, where people either become good or people either get all weird and they kind of lose their ground. I'm going to not start with first evolutions first, but I'm going to start with my favorite generation, which is, well, Emerald. So, Grovyle, S tier. Really, Trico gets a blow up here, man. He actually does this thing. He starts really Grovyle's S tier. Grovyle is so cool. I really like the way he looks. His moves in the game are really cool. Honestly, Grovyle is probably one of my favorite Pokemon in mid tier. And if I could choose to not evolution them, I would. I think Grovyle's sick. Let's move on to the second Pokemon in that generation. Blaziken, whatever this one is called. I think it's called Blaziken, actually. No, it's not. It's called Chim, whatever the fuck it's called. A tier. Torchic kind of gets weird. I'm not a big fan for some reason. I don't know why. Just really didn't rub me the right way. Combustion, thank you. kind of just got worse. I really like the moves that he gets in game, to be honest, but just doesn't hit for me. And the last evolution, Swampet's a C. Actually, a D. Not Swampet. See, I don't know what the middle evolutions are called because no one cares. This one's a D. I think this is just, it comes to what I think. I think Mudkip is probably one of the strongest, starts off as the coolest Pokemon. The middle evolution, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it. It could probably be a D or a high C. A low D or a low C or a high D. I'm not a fan of Marshtomp. Sorry. Let's move to Generation 1. We're going to start with everyone's favorite. Again, I'm going to have to put, unfortunately, Charmander's evolution into B2. Just becomes so mid. You can see him finally start taking shape, but it's just pretty awkward. It's just, I don't know, the horn in the back really doesn't sit right. Its character model in game, I really didn't like it, and it's kind of just got this awkward vibe about it. Honestly, it wasn't my favorite. Takes me to Wartortle. I think Wartortle's an S tier, second evolution. Probably one of my favorites. His aesthetic gets a little bit better. His tail is more wavy. I rather the blue, and it just looks like he's slowly growing up. And I understand that you can say that I did just say that I didn't really like Charmeleon because of it's just a big Charmander. However, they did it better in Wartortle, and I just like it more. I can't explain it. It just aesthetically, it just looks good. I really like the wavy ears, the wavy tail. It sits good. I really like it. Okay, let's move on to the final one here. I'm going to just put it in A tier. Ivysaur's pretty decent. Pretty decent. I like, again, the color change. Thing on the back gets a little bit bigger, but it really takes away from the cuteness of Bulbasaur. Still a decent, cute, four-legged dinosaur man with a plant on its back. However, I don't know. Something about it just makes it drop a tier. It's not like a Grovyle glow up, you know? A slight glow down. Bayleaf's evolution into, I think this is actually called Bayleaf, mid-tier. Quilava, nah, whatever. Toadile, or whatever this is, D-tier as well. Alright, now we're into the source. Where is the next evolution? These ones, C-tier. It just reminds me from Spike from Land Before Time. Where's the other ones? Oshawott evolution, again, another C-tier. I kind of get like the ninja aesthetic they're going with this one, but it's just a little bit weird. Rowlette's evolution, probably a D tier. I really don't like this awkward Milady Reddit haircut that they gave him. I like the bow tie. Bow tie is kind of cool, but really from a cute little Oshawott to that, bruh. His Reddit era, let's say, doesn't sit him. Let's move on to Froakie. He was super cute, but now he's slowly turning into a ninja. I still think this is a B tier. Yeah, I'll find it hard to push it into A tier. And let's quickly order our B tier now. On how I prefer it, if I could choose. Probably like this. Yeah, probably like this. Gookie's evolution. Quickly, Gookie comes from my favorite Pokemon to my least favorite. D tier. Trash. Duck's evolution. Quickly goes into D tier. Trash. And this is actually even. Actually, Swampert can probably go up one. Swampert can go up one. For sure. Monkey, good B tier. I wouldn't put it in S tier or anything. It's a good B tier. I think all the fire types in the middle ground are decent, except for who? Oh, Piggy. Piggy C tier. Taraj. Goes from a cute little thingy into this weird middle ground. It gets a little bit better as it goes forward, but whatever. Okay. Remember how I said... I'm just going to round out all the fire types because I feel like doing it. The Crocodile. In the first tier, where did I put the Crocodile? I put him into D tier. I wasn't a big fan of him. And I can say with certainty that it evolving does something great. It really brings him up. I think this tier, with his weird little egg on his hat, can get him back into D tier. I think he's trash, and he never gets good pretty much for the entire game. I hate this Pokemon, and I really don't like what they did with Fire type. So, fuck him. Emperor Penguin. Wow, dude. Where was he in here? Where was my boy? Where did I put him? Oh, yeah, Piplup. A tier. he's a good thing. I like this evolution. It really sticks with the aesthetic, the kind of like growing into just being a big emperor penguin. I really like it. Schnivy's evolution into kind of sexy grass type. Again, not a fan. All the second evolutions to me are just worse. They're pretty awkward. Most of them across the board are pretty awkward. Some of them go good, but most of them across the board are not it. Second evolution for this type Pokemon as well. What did I put him in the first? I had him in D tier. Actually, that's a little bit harsh. No, he stays in D tier. Actually, it's not harsh enough. This one's also D tier. Not a fan. Mighty Ironclad, welcome. How's it going, everybody? How's your stream, dude? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Now, where did I put... Oh, you know what? This probably shouldn't be D tier. A lot of these are pretty aggressively put into D tier, but... safe to say that it does get a little bit of a glow up. I actually like this mid tier. It's a little bit better than where it was. It started D tier. Its evolution does put it up a little bit. I just like how it's slowly maturing. Obviously, I can be a little bit biased because it's third evolution I'm really chuffed with. I like it a lot. I keep fucking losing League of Legends Cursed. Oh, my man. Oh, that's the second time I've been rated tonight for someone who's playing League of Legends in OC, and they just are complaining about how shit the games are. Man, I feel you. I really feel you. Your win streak's just around the corner. This is a starter Pokemon. This middle evolution of the Seal Pokemon is actually so disappointing. Just because it doesn't look like... It looks like a final evolution from a wild Pokemon. It doesn't look good. It is better than others. It's better than these. It's better than that. It's better than that. But it just feels strange. It feels like something you would encounter in the wilds, like second evolution final Pokemon while you're surfing down Route whatever the hell. Dead cam? That's weird. Should turn back on. Unless it just doesn't. Is it something else using my camera? That's the only reason why. Oh, dude, I can't deal with it. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate you. I need to fix my camera. Hold up. I don't know why it's cooked. Give me a sec. My bad opinions killed the camera? Okay. That's just not true. Because I only have good opinions. I am back. What's up? Alright, let's round this tier list out. Fire Soccer Pokemon, look, still is pretty decent. Weed Cat drops down into probably like bad C tier. Probably N C tier. Mushtomp can probably be high C tier. That's even. Yeah, that's probably here. Bayleaf probably can go up, actually. To here. This one is probably, God. Probably, goddamn. Having to manage this out, goddamn. And then Cat's middle evolution's decent as well. It can probably go here. This is my mid evolutions, guys. Looking at a strange Schmassel pass lift. Hello, I'm new here. What's your pronouns? He, him, man. Thanks for asking. All right. That's my mid. Better than my first list, but still crap. Okay, this is probably my mid-tier, middle-tier list for Pokemon evolutions. I think Grovyle does a really, really good job. I think Wartortle does a really, really, really good job too. Using my head, thank you for the follow. And I think across the board, a lot of these are decent. However, you can start seeing as the generations get later on, my opinion of middle generations just get more like severe. Like the middle evolution for Ducky, trash. The middle evolution pretty much across the board are all bad. Like, are all bad. Weedcat's probably the only one in the latest gen that did okay. The dinosaur crocodile guy just looks goofy. He looks shit. I don't know why there's like these really solid, sharp shapes like on the body. It really kind of takes away from the actual thing. It looks like a fucking Jackson Pollock painting. I'm not big on it. Anyway, let's move on to the final tier. This can make or break people's opinions on Pokemon. Like, what do we like? What don't we like? But this is probably going to be eye-opening. And I'm going to start again with my favorite evolutions. Blaziken. It does look more like a Digimon than a Pokemon. However, I really like Blaziken's design. Probably one of the coolest third evolutions. There's really a lot of cool evolutions in this gen. But this one's decent. Swampert, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to offend people, but it's my list, so kind of just got to put it where I think. It's a heavy C tier. Now, I don't like Torchic as my starter. If I could choose a starter in this generation, it will probably be Mudkip or Trico, which always makes me sad because I don't like the third evolution. Not much at all. This takes me to this champion here, this Pokemon. Trico is probably my, like, oh man, the amount of love I have for Grovyle, dude. I had Grovyle pretty much first in my I like list. This Pokemon here is hideous. I hate its pustules on its back. You have to stare at it when you're playing the game. Sorry, but this is a fat D tier. Now let's move on to first evolutions. Like first generations, okay? Charizard is probably the most... it's probably my favorite third evolution ever. Followed by Blastoise. However, Venusaur goes from very loved, probably my favorite, aesthetically, my favorite starter ever. Drops a little bit, but still looks fantastic. Let's go to third generation. And he drops off. He falls off hard, man. I'm not a big fan of him when he gets to mid to late game, look. And then I have to deal with him in this evolution for the rest of the game. I'm sorry, but I don't enjoy that at all. Let's move on to some of my more favorites. All right? Imperial. The design of this champion, or this Pokemon rather, goes from really has no identity. It's just a fire cat into a WWE wrestler. Turns into actually something genuinely kind of cool. And it's really iconic. It has its own little genre, a little niche. And is actually a pretty sick third evolution Pokemon. That looks nice. Let's move on to what I think is literally the worst third evolution Pokemon of all time. This Pokemon here. I don't know what they did to my boy, but he ass, and he looks so strange. Audi 5000. Straight into D tier. Look, I wasn't a big fan of him across the board. As you can see, it's been D tier, D tier, D tier. But the third evolution is really fucking bad. Now, let's move on to Weedcat. Because I'm trying to, like, temper your expectations of where I'm going to put things. Weedcat. Where did I have it at the start? I kind of liked it. Super cute. A tier. Then D tier. In the middle evolution. The third evolution. It's probably my favorite grass type. But also a D tier. I really am not a fan of all... This is probably going to be spoilerinos, but all of the 9 Pokemon's third evolutions are so fucking bad. But let's look for some more positives here. Mage Cat, S tier. Look, Fire Psychic is such a cool pairing. They did such a good job with this Pokemon. Its design went from so mid, so basic, kind of cringe. Well, not kind of cringe, but I mean, it really took off. It was just like a weird fox thing. Not a big fan. It kind of got a little bit better here when it like grew legs and had its like a stick that it used as a wand. But when it has a full fire stick, a big like, dude, turns out to be one of my favorite. It's really cool. Next, let's move on to another one that I really, really like. Bayleef's third evolution is another A tier. Really a good progression of this hero. Like this hero, I keep using League of Legends terms. It starts off a little mid, a little kind of but as it grows, I like it more and more. Gets a little bit sleek, kind of turns itself into a dinosaur. I really like it. It's good. A tier. What else can we do? Quilava. Quilava is probably another really good Pokemon. Look, across the board, I think I've had it in A tier. Probably high B tier. Yeah, high B tier, A tier for Quilava. I'm going to put this one as well in A tier. Decent. Does its job. It's definitely a grown Pokemon. And it does the fire genre really well. I like it. This one's going to be very strange because I've been kind of rating it dead genuinely high across the board. However, Soccer Fire Pokemon. B tier. In saying that, his special move is probably one of my favorite moves. It's really cool, but the design falls off. I don't know what they did, if it was the colors. Personally, it just fell off for me. I like the design. I like its niche, but the colors and the way that it looks later, and for me, it sits probably below Venusaur in champions that I'll pick, or like Pokemon that I would use. Mid tier, still decent. It passes the test of if it's good, but I don't know. Too humanoid. Maybe that's it. Maybe that, you know what? Maybe that is it. It's a little bit too humanoid. Let's move on to Rowlette's third evolution. A very good one, in my opinion. Probably one of the best grass types that they've done. I'm going to have this one just behind Typhlosion. But it is an A tier. They did a very good job with this one. I think they kind of like moved it up slowly. It definitely was way, 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 way better than its mid tier. They made it look really cool. I like the hooded figure. Makes it look kind of like a rogue or like an archery person, which fits with that aesthetic and its moveset. Very good. Now we're moving on to more disappointing ones, hey? This one sits at a C tier. Below Swampert. I don't really have much to say. I just don't like the way it looks. It's definitely a good evolution. The Pokemon in general doesn't really rub me the right way. I just, across the board, haven't really seen it go, where did the furthest it go? The furthest it's been a C tier. I think it can stay there. He's a unit. S tier in my book. Yeah, I can see how people would like him. Just, I don't know, as a Pokemon, he kind of sits a little bit below. In saying that, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably here. And I would do that. You know what? I would do that. I would swap these two around. It's definitely, it's better than Swampert. But it's not better than Venusaur. There's no way I would say it's better than Venusaur. I think it sits there. I think that's good. I'm not a big, I have never really used it. I've never used it in game, actually. But I do like it. It is a third evolution of its Pokemon chain. It definitely does a better job into growing it up into the champion that it is. You can see its progression through the start to middle to end. It's a good third evolution. It has to be B tier. It does its job. Let's move into someone who can sit at the top of A tier that I'm very happy to sit there. Piplup does a really good job at starting really cute. Has an awkward phase in the middle, but still you can see its progression. And it does a fantastic job rounding out the evolution series. And it can sit in a solid A tier. Right at the front, where it belongs. I don't think it can break into S tier personally, but it does a fantastic job, and it sits there well. Let's move up to see what Totodile can do. Started in an A tier, a happy little Pokemon. I actually think I had this one as my partner in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Got a little bit awkward with its mid phase, kind of really didn't sit well with me. Went down to A tier, C tier rather. And with its third evolution, I can safely say it really didn't do much, but it was a jump up from C tier. It's better than Swampert. It's better than you. It's not better than Venusaur. It can sit here. Greninja. Alright, I'm gonna fucking piss people off with Greninja. Greninja is a cool Pokemon. Has probably one of the cooler moves. I like it in Pokemon Unite, but I think this one is extremely overrated. People say they like it from the anime series, but I'm gonna sit this one probably slightly behind. It's gonna sit in B tier for me. Cool aesthetic. However, I genuinely think that they could have gone in a different direction, and it's way overrated for me. It's going to sit in B tier for me. Let's move on to Infernape. Infernape does a really good spin on the Sun Wukong, kind of like Monkey King. I think it is definitely better than Venusaur, and I think it can sit into a high A tier, a high B, maybe highest B, or even A tier. You know, I'm going to sit it in the highest B tier. I don't think it can finally crack into A tier, but it sits very comfortably at the top of B tier, cusping on the bottom of A tier. Let's move on to Sniper one. I'm sorry, but this one really doesn't sit with me well either. Sniper Frog, capital D colon, doesn't go too far. I'm going to have to sit this one in the back of C tier, even though its special move is really fucking sick. I just don't see it really going much further for me. I'm just half reading chat and I'm just like, no, this man's fucking delusional. No way he put it here. This one's trash. I hate you. Swampert. I'm sorry. Personally, from where it starts to where it goes, this version, and it can't be anything to do with the rest of the evolutions. Mudkip is probably one of my favorite starters, period. However, at the middle of the game, C tier. At the end of the game, I think you can still say C tier. Alright, let's move on to what I think about this third evolution Pokemon. This one does a fucking fantastic job as well. Does a really decent job in making it not such an awkward kind of third evolution. I really, really don't like its middle evolution. I forget what the last one's called. If someone can cheekily tell me in chat. It starts off a bit, you know? Thank you. Primaria? Whatever. I think this one is decent. It does a better job. I would like to sit it probably slightly behind Swampert in C tier. It definitely is better. It does a good job. I just don't like the aesthetic period at all. Primarina. Okay, thank you. Dancing Duck. Oh my fucking god, I hate this thing. Looks like the biggest dickhead in the game. It's fucking dancing water move is decent, but I just hate the way that it's wiggling its cute little tight ass in front of, disgusting in front of me, and I just really don't want to deal with it. I genuinely hate this Pokemon as it is. It's sitting way behind these. I'm sorry, it's probably my second least favorite in the world. It's just all the starters in this generation. It didn't end well. Okay, let's just go on to Big Monkey. Big Monkey is Big Monkey. Does a decent job. I would say it probably sits slightly behind here. That's a really good spot. Put it in the high A tier. This one, fucking C tier. It can also sit behind here. A lot of the water Pokemon actually end up being here. It could probably be like a little bit higher. Sits there. I don't know. It kind of fucking falls off. It's like middle evolutions are like kind of decent, but then I don't know. It just kind of looks fucking full on, you know? Giga D tier for the end of this. I don't know. Looks like a snake, no arms. Big Crocodile. People are going to think it's fucking sick, but it's not. It's trash. It goes back here as well. All of the starters here are pretty good. Torterra, my boy. I really like Torterra. Now, Torterra's sick. This is literally the only other one that can go into A tier. Oh, S tier, rather. It's not better than Blaziken, in my opinion, but it's the only other one that can go into S tier. And this is my final evolution list on how I think they all are. Let's do a quick recap, guys. In my opinion, all the first evolutions of the first generation are all S tier. There's really nothing like it. They are perfect, and genuinely, I would pick them all up over all of the other ones in the list. However, it is ordered from left to right, and Bulbasaur is my favorite first starter Pokemon. However, as we'll see later, most of the reasons why I don't pick it up is because of its final evolution. It is my favorite, but later, its final evolution unlucky puts it in B tier. So usually I won't pick it up. Instead, I'll pick up Charmander or Squirtle because their final evolutions are fucking sick as, and I really like them. Let's look at the rest of the list. You can run your eyes down and have a look. My least favorites, well, they speak for themselves. Rowlet actually could probably be a little bit higher now that I'm looking. Probably better than you. Probably better than you. I can't say you're better than Turtwig. Turtwig can move its way up a little bit. I think that's good. Now let's move on to the middle tier evolutions. The most awkward evolution tier in general. And this one I am confident with and will leave the way it is. I'm not going to touch it at all. I think Grovyle is probably my favorite second evolution across the board. It has a terrible third evolution. Its starter isn't my favorite either. But if I could choose to keep it in my party forever, I would keep it as its middle evolution because it's the peak of what this Pokemon could be. I think they make a bad choice into updating it into what it was. I would have loved to see Grovyle be the third evolution, maybe with a little bit more flair. And they could have done something else. If this was the final evolution, Trico would be the GOAT. Fire type? I don't know. Something about fire type fire type Pokemon really don't make it for me. Grookey takes a huge L here, being my favorite starter. Just kind of falls off a cliff. A lot of grass types and a lot of fire types can't really seem to break that awkward feeling in the middle evolutions. But Grovyle and Wartortle are my favorites for sure. Why Wartortle S tier? A quick description. Best mid's Bayleaf. I think Bayleaf is really good too. But I think it sits in the same thing as Ivysaur. And it just can't touch these two. They're on a different level in my opinion. Wartortle does a very good job on just updating Squirtle. They give him nice flares on his tail and his ears. It's a subtle change. He gets bigger, he gets better. And I really just like the aesthetic of him overall. Really cool. Now let's move on to the third evolutions. What really makes or breaks my choices in picking a starter. These are the reasons why I picked these starter Pokemons. They're third evolutions. If you twist my arm, it's the reason why I won't pick others. Same reason why I will not pick Venusaur up. Is why I won't pick Bulbasaur up. It's because I'm just not a big fan of Venusaur. Honestly. When Blastoise and Charizard are fucking like that, why would I go Venusaur? It is a better first evolution, I will argue, but its last evolution just looks gross, and I can't stare at that for however much in the late game. However, the rest of them are looking pretty decent. And the one disappointment for me, the reason why I'm making this list, is what they do to my boy Trico. They really made him bad. And the way that he looks in game, when you're staring at those gross yellow pustules on his back, while he's doing his Giga Drains, Mega Drains, Leaf Blades, disappointing, to say the least. These are my Pokemon lists. This is what I genuinely think is personally my favorites. I will now take questions. I will now take questions, and I'll hear your opinions. You know what? I'm down with these lists. Hot Gloomy, thank you so much. Something is in that instant coffee you're drinking. Trico should be reverse arms. Mega Venusaur's the worst. Is there a gas leak in your house? No. This is the list, man. This is it. How we feeling? All right, let's start with first evolutions, guys. What are we feeling? What's your feedback? Who would you guys put in S tier? How about that? Who would we put in S tier? Slash, who should get more love? Fuko in S tier? No shot, really? Bottom of D tier. Probably one of my least favorite starters across the board. There's something about this one I just don't like. I think it's the little wisp of hair. I think if they get rid of the wisps of hair, delete the Pokemon, redesign it, and then publish it, I think it'll be good. I think Chespin and Shiny and Snivy can go up. Where is Snivy? Here. I don't like Snivy, but I think he's the highest. Chespin, no, I can't move him up, but I see where you go. What would you be your S tiers though? Torchic, S tier. Same. I thought that originally, but can you put Torchic in the same realm as Rowlet and Mudkip and Piplup? I sit it down a little bit. Chimchar, I could maybe move up. Yeah. 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 Okay. I'll make that change. I'll make that change. I like a lot of the first gens. Actually, no. I put them all S tier because they're cute. Okay, well, that's a cop-out answer. That means if all of them are S tier, none of them are S tier. Cyndaquil's S tier for me. So you're saying that Cyndaquil is interchangeably as good as Charmander? Just with different ups and downs. The duck in S is wrong. Why? He's got flair. Duck is B at best. How dare you? The duck has flair. All right. What about mid tiers? I think this is a pretty strong showing. I was very negative towards a lot though, but I think this is a strong showing. See, reduce the Grookey population to 0. War Turtle is correct. Okay, good. Is there any changes you can make? I think this is very solid. Actually, if I had to like order it, it would probably be this. That's better. Grovyle too high. I think he's just the best, man. I would add Quilava. Interesting. Grottle being this low. Grottle, not Grovyle. Grovyle's the goat. Okay, we agree on Grovyle the goat. Why do you think Grottle's too high? I like him because he reminds me of the Land Before Time dinosaur. He looks like a potato. He looks like Spike from Land Before Time. All right, next. What do we think of my final evolutions? No, this one is heavily opinionated, I reckon, and probably the hardest one to... Actually, if I'm going to have to order it, you fucking gigabad. This is better than Weed Cat. I hate this one. It's probably better than all of them. I can't put him in this. I can't do that to my boy. He can move up. That's probably better. That's probably better. The only hot takes here, I think everyone can agree that Generation 9's third evolutions are just trash across the board. The only hot takes here is Greninja, I think's giga overrated and is placed way too highly on everyone else's lists. Swampert apparently is getting a lot more love. Skelly Dirge won me too many raids. Alright, fair enough. Gen 9 in general was trash. Our Scarter B tier? I'm not a big fan of weed tier at all. All right. Well, you're giving some love. I agree. You know, I'll move it up. I agree. I agree. That's probably... Holy shit. Yeah, get fucked. All right, that's better. The way that I do it is I compare them to either side, and does it win? So Torterra clears, right? Torterra actually may clear Blaziken. Torterra also clears that. It cannot clear that. Does Blaziken clear? Yes. Does this clear this? No. 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 Does this clear this and can jump up? Close, actually. But no. Can definitely... Venusaur is definitely a stopgap of stopping people going up. No, no, definitely no, no. Swampet's now a huge stopgap. No, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, all right, there we go. It's now finished. Lily Boom ugly as fuck. It's a weird gorilla. But I like his drum. And it's kind of cool. He has a huge drum. Oh, that thing needs to be in D tier. Nah, he's cool. I think he's cool. This is my list. I can't move anything anymore. Now, chat, what is your S tiers? Tell me your S tiers. They did Oshawott. Kinda. Actually, D-Watt kind of sucks too. Where did I put D-Watt? Back a C. I'm just not a big fan of Oshawott's final evolutions. He was sick in the start, to be fair. I thought he was decent. Where did I put Oshawott? He should be like, so yeah, high B. Yeah, I can see him sitting there. He's cute. He's cool. He's just trash later. The only one that I want to be moved to S tier, I can't do that, man. He can't clear. So what will your S tiers be then? I just can't. I can't see him beating Aperion. And Aperion can't go to A tier, so. I see the love though. Mega Man's boring as fuck. That's the thing that's holding me back as well. A little bit basic. But I do like the dinosaur design. Not Delphox, but the rest S tier, yes. Okay. I like Delphox just because typing and just looks sick. To be honest, it just looks sick. Like a lot. I like that whole generation, actually. Alright, that's the Pokemon tier list done, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. Fernape's sick. Fernape is nice. Incineroar is probably, like... Incineroar gets fucking carried by its third gen, to be honest. It's pretty basic. Like, I actually probably have the cat a bit too high. I can probably sit about here. Yeah, just look across the board. So a lot of these are pretty boring, but I'm pretty sound with my list. Ash is a Fernape, sweeping Paul's team, pick. Oh, that's the list, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't hate me too much. Differing opinions are sick. Oh, and now it can be a decent time to announce that I have plans on playing through every single Pokemon game soon. But there is just not a dry spell in my live streams in regards to content rollout. So, but it is planned. It is planned. I want to go from start to finish and play every single Pokemon game. In one sitting? No. No. But I want to go from start to finish and play every single Pokemon game, yes. Except the Switch games. Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise are the only S tiers. I can see that. You really like, Oh shit, you're right. Squirtle clears across the board, but I think the reason why I don't go water typing starting in Generation 1 usually is because I really fucking like Charizard. And I really like Poliwrath.
So Poliwrath is my like... It's like Charizard, Poliwrath, and Gengar. Just across the board, GG. And I also like Gyarados, but not as much as Poliwrath. Poliwrath is sick. Just basic playthroughs? We'll see.